As of today, I've been on the West Coast for 2 weeks. I've been able to do the 3 national parks in Washington State, Crater Lake, the Redwoods. In planning my trip to every national park, I mapped out this big loop that would take me about 6 weeks and cover 16 national parks. I am over halfway through the parks, but I've been on the West Coast for 2 weeks and I officially have to change my plans. 2 days ago, I planned to go to Lassen Volcanic National Park, and it is officially closed for the Dixie Fire, which is the largest fire in California history. We changed our plans because we had another day and went to San Francisco. It was amazing. Today, I had to take Courtney home, and I'm back on my own here in the van. My plan was to go to Yosemite. I got in a campsite, which you have to either have a reservation for the park or camping reservation in order to get into Yosemite right now. It's a 3-hour drive south from where I'm at, so I checked my reservation before leaving, and the campground that I signed up for says that you have to have an actual black tank in your RV. You can't use any portable toilet or anything like that. It has to be a black tank that's connected to your rig, and I don't have that. They said if you don't have that, if you just have a system, if you just have a portable toilet like I do, you'll be turned away. So I would be going to Yosemite 3 hours south and not have anywhere to stay. So for the second time this week, I'm gonna change my plans. The wildfire thing is completely foreign to me. Being from Ohio, we just don't have them. And it, 3 weeks ago when I started to see smoke, I thought it was crazy. And everybody else is just going around their normal day because they're used to it. And it's just not normal to me. Somehow we ended up with a beautiful day at Crater Lake, but as we were leaving the park and headed towards Mount Shasta, we saw both an active fire and where a fire had been before. I looked it up after, and we had ran into the Antelope Fire, which is currently active right near Mount Shasta, and it's actually going over top of where the lava fire was last year. But it was crazy just to be faced with it all of a sudden. I think Courtney said it best. It just like weighs on you because you're not used to it, and you're thinking about all the people that it has displaced and the animals and the trees, everything that's lost in the fire. So today is actually the first day where I went to the gym and I had to work out in my mask. When I signed up for Planet Fitness, I signed up for Planet Fitness back in May when I was in Maine. And since I'm fully vaccinated, I didn't have to wear my mask. Between the wildfires and the spike in COVID and just being here, it's time for me to change my plans and head back east. So that is what we're starting to do today. I will talk to you more as we make our way into Nevada. I guess I had one more stop before leaving California. Or can I say it's lunchtime? Before we get started, I wanted to explain something that I didn't realize at the time. I'm headed to Great Basin National Park, but this entire drive from Reno to the national park is across the Great Basin. It actually goes all the way from Washington State down the east side of the Sierra Nevadas to Baja, California. So the drive I'm doing today is actually across the Great Basin to the national park, which is just on the east edge of it. As the North American and the Pacific plates move, some of the land has formed into mountains, such as the Sierra Nevadas, and it includes places like Badwater Basin and Death Valley that's 282 feet below sea level. And I get to drive across it, all the way from Reno, Nevada to Utah on Highway 50.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since 99. What I thought was gone was still between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep.
I just passed a sign that said there's earthquake faults 6 miles to my right. What? It's 7:15, and I think I just realized that only one car has passed me headed east. Everyone else is heading west, which is odd town I just came from that has everything you could need. I mean, I stopped and got some groceries because I might be at Great Basin overnight. The only car I've passed was one that had a trailer that had a flat tire, and then a car passed me really fast. So, the next count is in 60 miles, and then there's another one 60 miles after that. I'm headed to Ely, Nevada, and I think that it's 215 miles away. So, it's funny because I was like, oh, there's plenty of time left in the day to drive further east and closer to the park. But I don't know that I want to be out here after dark. So we will probably stop either in 60 or 120 miles, sleep for the night, and then head out in the morning. Somehow this is one of the most desolate roads I've been on, but I have perfect cell phone signal, so that's nice. Also, I expect that this is about what Great Basin will look like. And the sun is setting. We have so much wildfire smoke today.
So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old lives. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kill, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Caught behind the Asian lines, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Look at me, mama, what I've become.
There's not a lot of places to stay in Nevada, believe it or not, on this big deserted road. But there are a few little rest stops that say you can stay. When I stopped last night, the sign says you can stay up to 18 hours. So I know I'm not the first person to park here overnight. It was extremely quiet. But this morning I was waking up, laying in bed, and all of a sudden I heard a cow. She's across the road. It looks like she's looking for her people. But definitely woke me up. Also, lots of signs for cows, and I think that's the first cow I actually saw. Since I'm gonna drive 2.5 miles, a 2.5 hour drive today, so I've gotten dressed just enough to be comfortable in the car. I think we do hit a town before we hit the national park. Definitely getting breakfast. I use 2 apps on a regular basis to find places to stay. One is called iOverlander and the other one is All Stays. Usually iOverlander looks like this, and it shows places where you can stay and get water, dump stations if you need it, viewpoints, all that stuff. That's what it looks like where I'm at. I'll drive around so you can see where I stayed last night. Crazy is it? Honestly, I thought the drive would be horrible, but it was gorgeous. Now we've officially made it to the park and it's time to explore. Today is certainly not the day to visit Great Basin National Park, but I'm doing it anyway. This was completely unexpected. Such a little oasis in the middle of the desert. How cool.